there goes the tractor anyway. So when we get to that point where we don't know where our money's coming from, and we're scared and we're anxious, then we have to put our faith in life, in God, and we have to just see. Well, the only thing we can do is sit and wait and see how life conspires to give us what we need, even if it's not exactly what we want. Because what we're looking for in safety and security is, oh, please give me a big load of cash, or please give me this job, please give me a home and give me food and give me, this sustainable thing, like every week, like a nice salary. Give me a sense of absolute safety and security through this consistent feeding of, material, uh, sustenance, finances, food, um, shelter. But when we give that all up because we got no choice, because a lot's been taken away from us, and because we are fed up and tired of living a life that's reliant solely on that, and focused solely on that, and built around solely that, then we go into this wilderness, and like I say, okay, I'm scared, but I trust. And then God says, well, how much do you trust? And then suddenly you don't have much money left. And you're saying to God, I'm a bit scared. And you act in a scared way. You start to scrabble around with things. You start to get a bit desperate. You start to think of all the ways you can make money and make things a bit more safe and secure. And God says, hang on, I thought you trusted me. And often God will leave it to the last minute before showing you where you're meant to go next, and what next you need, and to show you that all you need is what you need that day. All you need is the trust and faith to make it through that day, to have the provisions for what you need that day, and to be taken care of. The mind wants the safety and security of a constant job, of constant supply of material necessities. We've decided our necessities in our mind. And God wants us to let go of our anxiety and our need for this security, because it's not really security, because it's intangible. Sorry, because it's tangible, because it's material. Anything material can disappear, like our jobs can disappear. Uh, you know, our businesses can disappear, our relationships can disappear, everything can be taken from us. We've seen even with the likes of COVID that things have suddenly come along and smash things apart. And so really, once you lose this security and you've got no opportunity to immediately have this security and this, safety and security through the traditional ways, you have to just live in the present and live in trust and faith that you will be provided for in ways that you can't imagine. So this is my journey to help you guys see that, the real sense of security and safety comes when you have a real faith in life, in the intelligence of life, in the benevolence of life, in God, in the very thing that we were made of and from, in the very thing that is us, in the very intelligence that created us and that wants us to live a free and happy life, not one of imprisonment and attachment to this material world, but to have true faith that everything that we need is provided for, but in a way that may challenge our modern day mentality and expectations. So yeah, join with me on this journey, and I'll just do my best to take you with me and report on how this works, and I'll go into my backstory and all the things I've learned and be able to share with you why God reached out to me more directly last year when I was really at the bottom of things, when I was in my little dark night of the soul, big night, the big dark night of the soul, and how God reached out to me and showed me, the path that He wants me to walk down, and it's not conventional, and it's difficult, and it's challenging, and it's challenging for me to share because my mentality is still, what can I really share this? People really want to know about this. It goes so against the grain of modern day mentality. But when I can show you that when we don't have very much, that life has got our back, that God's got our back in many mysterious ways and means, then it will set you free to go through these necessary transformations in your life whereby you can let go of this material world more and more and more to take you on a much more authentic journey into a life of more freedom, more joy, more contentment. Now, I'm not always there, and this journey's certainly not complete by any means. Um, but I certainly trust, well, I see it completely that God's just there, like providing me what I need all the time, even when I'm tested, my faith and trust is tested. The only way I can build my faith and trust is from it being tested. Like the only way we can test our strength or build our strength is through going up against the resistance of those weights. And so to test my trust, then I have to put in positions of fear, testing all my fears, bring all my fears to the surface to then be shown that my fears were not really the truth, and to show that God always had a plan for me. And that then I can let go of these fears more and more because I'll know that, all right, well, I don't really have to control everything and do all the work. There is this divine intelligence which brought me to this earth, which created this body, which created this soul, this spirit, this being, this life, for very good reason. And by no means do I have to be the one to take on the very enormity of this creation and of this life. And that when I let God into it and I let God sort of take the reins of it, then life is much more peaceful and can be more peaceful and more peaceful the more you let go and the more you trust. That's it for me from a sunny Portugal. And that's the thing, it can be quite an adventure and I can get to some quite amazing places. But truly where I want to get to is that point of peace within myself. And no matter where I travel to in the world, if I don't have that peace within myself, then this material world cannot make up for that. No matter whether it's a beautiful sunny beach or wherever it may be, you can never escape yourself. Bye for now.